Good day, and welcome to X News Channel. I'm Stephanie Anamu, bringing you today's top story from Nigeria, where the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project SERAP, a prominent Nigerian advocacy group, has called on the National Assembly to reject President Bola Tinubu's recent request to borrow $24 billion, citing fears that the loan could exacerbate Nigeria's already critical debt crisis. The appeal, which gained traction following a widely shared post on X on May 28, 2025, underscores growing concerns over the country's financial stability and the government's borrowing patterns. SERAP's statement, posted on its official X account, SERAP Nigeria, warned that approving the $24 billion loan would push Nigeria's total debt stock to an unsustainable 183 trillion naira, approximately $112 billion at current exchange rates. The National Assembly must immediately refuse to approve the Tinubu administration's request to borrow $24 billion, the organization urged, describing the proposed borrowing as clearly unsustainable and not in the public interest. Nigeria's public debt has seen a steep rise in recent years. According to data from the Debt Management Office, the country's debt ballooned from 87.38 trillion naira in June 2023 to 4.67 trillion naira by December 2024 under President Tinubu's administration. In less than 2 years, the administration has borrowed 18.7 trillion naira, equivalent to 25% of the total 75.26 trillion naira borrowed during former President Muhammadu Buhari's 8-year tenure. Additionally, Nigeria faces ongoing financial obligations, including $120 million in special drawing rights charges to the International Monetary Fund (IMF) over the next 4 years, following the repayment of a $3.4 billion IMF loan. Economic experts have raised alarms over the country's fiscal health, despite foreign reserves increasing from 3.9%, $9 billion in late 2023, to $23.11 billion in 2024. Ordinary Nigerians continue to grapple with inflation, poor electricity, insecurity, and heavy taxation. Critics argue that recent financial measures, such as clearing foreign exchange backlogs, have primarily benefited airlines and multinationals, leaving local entrepreneurs and civil servants struggling. SERAP, founded in 2004, has a long history of advocating for transparency and accountability in Nigeria, often using international human rights law to combat corruption. The organization is a key member of the UN CAC coalition, focusing on asset recovery and anti-corruption initiatives. In 2008, SERAP petitioned the International Criminal Court to investigate systemic corruption in Nigeria as a potential crime against humanity, highlighting its proactive stance on governance issues. The group's latest warning echoes concerns raised during previous administrations. In 2021, former President Buhari sought National Assembly approval for a $4 billion and 710 million euros loan to fund budget deficits, a move that was approved despite similar apprehensions about debt sustainability. Those funds were intended for projects in infrastructure, health, agriculture, and energy, but critics argue that the benefits have been unevenly distributed. The call to reject the $24 billion loan has sparked debate across Nigeria. Some citizens and economists support SERAP's stance, pointing to the lack of tangible improvements in living standards despite years of borrowing. We keep borrowing, but where are the results? No steady power, no security, just more taxes, said Chinedu Okeke, a small business owner in Lagos. Others, however, argue that the loan could be necessary to address critical infrastructure gaps and stimulate economic growth. A spokesperson for the Tinubu administration defended the loan request, stating, "These funds are essential for key development projects that will drive long-term growth and stability." The National Assembly has yet to schedule a debate on the loan request, but pressure is mounting from civil society groups like SERAP to prioritize fiscal responsibility. The outcome of this decision could have far-reaching implications for Nigeria's economic future, especially as global financial institutions continue to monitor. The country's debt-to-GDP ratio, which the World Bank warned in early 2025, is approaching unsustainable levels. As the debate unfolds, SERAP has vowed to continue its advocacy, urging lawmakers to consider the long-term consequences of further borrowing. Nigeria's future should not be mortgaged for short-term gains, the organization stated. The National Assembly must act in the best interest of the people, not the government's appetite for debt. That's it for now on X News Channel. Stay tuned for more updates, and thank you for watching.